request, building a watch list. I've got a couple things on my radar. But yeah, the gains page. Those of you guys who took it upon yourselves to find your own plays, work together with other people, give you guys that I'm thoroughly fucking impressed. So great job. But let's go ahead and cover all of our ETFs. We are, I mean, I'm the only reason I'm sad, besides, of course, missing you guys thoroughly, is that I've missed out on the best part of the market, which, I know Kate doesn't like the bearish, and a lot of other people don't like bear markets. It's a certain taste, but I am fond of dropping. But what this does for me is, regardless of the wick, sure, there's some things up here that are likely to get retested. And earlier this morning, I dropped a little channel on a lower time frame, and it abided, but it did drop down. And of course, when we move into a lower time frame, right, we did bounce, not necessarily wicking right off of that, but we did make a low right there down at the wick. So obviously that's where we need to break, but the first green candle to our left is still being upheld on the 4-hour, so we are pinched. And again, we did leave a lot of empty space behind us. So while I'm still looking down, right, there could be some retesting that happens. Now, buy floor, as of right now, not super duper strong. Cost basis right above us, 596.78. And if that does happen, that's where, again, I don't know if this is necessarily going to happen by the end of the week, but yeah, that $600 mark at minimum, I think, because that's where we could see another rejection and break right back down. And obviously that would be something that would occur if we created a lot of empty space to the downside, or to the upside. So big pop up. Sorry if my brain's still virus fried right now. So targets to the downside. I do remember posting or talking about this in the video on Sunday. So if you did watch it, that empty space underneath us. So if momentum continues moving to the downside, that is my only target. Maybe the wick, right, as a trim mark, and that would be around 586, but ultimately 585, 584, 38 to the downside, continuation to the downside. So QQQ, 24-hour time frame, like it's friend, SPY, still working its way down. Didn't quite hit that floor, but it did bounce off of this almost like quarterly mark. And I've talked about long, it's not something that happens a lot, but when you're in areas of massive consolidation where you've possibly even gone past the waves or punched back through boxes inside of that box to create this kind of mega structure, you'll have like quarterly marks, right? The 25% mark. They're not huge. I don't really pay attention to those unless I am inside of some large structure like that. So it is going to be the next target. Is not as exciting, but it's a 505.75. And I think that gives way. I don't think that losing this allows you to just go bounce at a wick. I think you start aiming down here. So, Hotterhead, we missed you. What's up, everybody on TikTok? Gang, gang. Oh my God. All right. So, IWM. Ugh. Yeah, weeklies are starting to look nuts. Now, this is a little bit less, like it almost, so if you're playing down or maybe you have something down, this could be something that we flip on, like to the upside, like almost as like a hedge. So hold on, what is that? Why is rolls? Why does he have? Okay, cool. So lower time frame, right? This is a play that we can take advantage of if, by some chance, we were to see some pretty sharp retesting on the other ETFs. This is, and again, we're going to look at the data going into uh, tomorrow, which is nothing. So we don't really have any other catalyst except for maybe a Trump tweet. For Thursday, however, we got a whole basket of shit, more focused on preliminary GDP quarter over quarter and unemployment claims, but core PCE price index month over month would be on Friday, so it's not huge. So maybe we delay a little bit, but as of right now, IWM is bouncing, and I'm looking right here, right now, as we speak. Yep, it just tapped off of what I was going to mark right there. And if I'm maybe tripping balls, let's go down to the 15. Not quite a box. You only have a floor here. So we could just look at the most recent price action. That's the floor it wants to grab. So I can say with the utmost confidence that if a candle closes on the 15 minute above 216, that we at minimum retest the bottom of this floor, and then cost basis right around that 218 mark is up for retesting. There's a lower time frame channel. Beautiful, right? And that's probably going to extend. This is how channels work up here, which would allow for some of that empty space to possibly get retested. So like the other ETFs, and again, a tweet, tariff, something, we're in a, I wouldn't necessarily say a completely unpredictable market, but there are certain variables that come in and they just move price action really quickly in one direction. A lot of times that gets refilled quickly, but with IWM, right, we are bouncing and holding. So it would require a tomorrow's leg down through the structure that we're currently building. And that's something we would have to go ahead and move down to the 15 minute again and look at the box underneath us, because that's how we get a new low. Now we're operating inside of a channel, so that channel would have to break down and we would have to be below like the 213 area in order to confidently feel good about taking this down for continuation of the downside. So while I'm at the floor, and right now the candle's starting to turn red, but while I'm at the floor, right, I don't want to be too jumpy. Now, if this can, by the end of the day, it's only 310, if we could fade back down, that analysis always, it will change. So how's my lungs? I don't know if you can hear it, but it is a little harder to talk. Probably not, but it's a little harder to talk. That shit hurt, dude. Fucking lung bubbles. All right. Other than that, I did mention SMCI today. This one did close, wicked up, lost its floor, empty space. It already touched 44.71. I was looking for 44.50, but I think this one on the 4 hour comes back down to retest this floor at 43.47. I'm not sure if anybody is in that, but obviously a trail stop for that one is going to be around 48.80. I also was looking at Toast, which has a little bit of a better opportunity given the fact that it does actually break that floor. We're there 3 times. Now, a lot of the times in slow moving stocks like this, it can move back up to cost basis and retest before it breaks down. But what is attractive to this, to me on this trade, is that empty space below. So I do like Toast, and this is something I think that even could be taken in intraday. There is a channel that it is operating in, which would give you like an imbalance target of 33.65. So you could mark that out or even look for target-based contracts. Speaking of which, is that SMCI is releasing their 10K today? Yeah. So I mean that's something that I might have to hedge against. All right, and then one more, and then I'll take your guys' request. So toast. What the fuck? When did I buy coin puts?
I think last week.
I bought those on Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to be up like 1,200% with me.
I'm up 1,000%, but I had the window folded up where my positions were, and I didn't see that. Okay. That's incredible. What the fuck? Okay. Fuck yeah. Holy shit.
Only Garrett.
What the fuck?
Only
I don't know
probably
what
puts
happened.
10 grand in position and forgets about it.
Fuck.
Just keep rubbing it in, you prick.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Sorry. Dude, I was delusionally like this. Like over the weekend, I was so fucked up. Like I was on meds and
Mess.
I
Constantly
so much
rubbing
of
you.
that. Yeah, we still got that gap down. Oh my god, what the? I forgot about that whole thing. That's crazy. Did anybody else take that? Obviously,
I got one runner left.
okay. Yeah. What? All right. Anyway, I'm sorry.
Did you just accidentally make a bag?
I accidentally made I just didn't look at my shit. I mean, I did say that. I think when I bought it, I said I'm just abiding. I'm setting alert at my stop loss. Holy shit. Okay, cool. All right. Anyway, I'm gonna stop talking about that. Peyton, all right, I got something to tell you. All right. Anyway, so toast contracts. Why does it look okay? So toast on the lower time frame. I just made 10 contracts of coin. I completely forgot about it. And I just like whenever you have like your option window, I just didn't. I had it folded up, so I didn't even look at it, and I had totally forgotten about it. So I just unfolded. No, I didn't lose everything. I made 1,000%. Anyway, for toast, I'm gonna wait and I am gonna wait. I'm not gonna take it while it's bouncing and curling back up and has the potential to build a much higher time frame box. But in the opportunity, or given the opportunity that I can take this, I'd be looking at March 14th contracts, and I'd definitely be looking at a target based contract right around that $31 strike, which is only 18 cents. So just because it's cheap doesn't mean we have to necessarily jump on it now. Watch Toast come out with some fucking crazy news or something over. They already had their earnings, right? Is that correct? Does anybody know otherwise?
Looks like it did.
Yeah. Well, I can never trust
Yeah,
this.
their EPS came in lower than expected, but overall, I think everything else was kind of good on it.
Interesting. Okay. I mean, it's definitely on the radar. So that's it. Now, Schwab. Oh shit. Finally, we are breaking, and we have hit the bottom of this open candle right here. So our next,
Badger Mental has hit rock bottom as well.
my who? My who?
I said our mental has hit rock bottom as well, trading this piece of shit.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, we all gave up.
you all gave up. Damn, that's crazy. I doubled down.
Speak for yourself, bro. Speak for yourself.
I thought you guys told me we were giving up. Damn.
Nope.
It's been a rough one.
I said I'm buying more yesterday, knowing that I'm going to lose all of my money.
And that's called reckless, but it worked out.
So shorter expiration contracts could be juicy, but 77.23 is the next target, and then as we talked about before, but I think this piece of shit comes down way further. I think, and I know you don't want to participate in this, but I think it comes down much further. I think we end up down here, but you're going to have to take longer expiration contracts, more than likely about a month out, considering the way that it moves in spurts. So if it and again, if it moves down really quickly, you know, that retesting is where you'll lose the value of your contract. So, wow, what the fuck? Is there an echo? Oh, okay. Yeah. Alex, what is that, dude? Oh, this chat is crazy. You guys are crazy. Holy shit. All right. So let's go ahead and take those requests, drop those in the live trading chat. And we'll go ahead and take a look at them. Jesus, dude. All right.
Mr.
Let's see. Lulu upside. That's going to happen. I can tell you, dude, this is so easy. Take a screenshot of this. Right over that candle. See how it lines up on that floor right there? See the wick? You know that tension's broken when that happens. Now, I would aim for that wick here. That wick comes off of this candle. So tap, tap. But yeah, that's really, really simple. Not a bad setup either, if it can. If it does have like shitty price action, up or down, oh, get out of here, strong buy. I just typed in up. Jesus Christ. MU, I'm still waiting on this one. But I do see that it is approaching right around what we could consider to be cost basis. And so if this 96 breaks, unfortunately, we would be dealing, well, not unfortunately, but we would still be moving down to this floor. That this double stack needs to have momentum driving through it. And if it does, that's where we could look at MU down. And the first target for me would be around 78 for MU. Ultimately, I think 75 would be the retest. And this is where the weekly is going to play in, right? Go here. And then this is really the catalyst. See that floor? 83. But while it's in the box, shit might get tough. Uber downside. I already did toast. I buttered your toast. Uber. West. 1-800 I farted. Aren't you? Are you in the Discord? Hold on one second. That looks like it's just started a downtrend. You did pop up. You hit the wick, which is the imbalance in this tiny, stupid ass empty space. So that's a bummer. But deleting all of that, that's typically what it looks like when you start a potential downtrend. Now, here's what could end up happening here. Whenever I see a strong or a stronger uptrend, right? And then you have what's more than likely a piece of what's a much larger, right, uptrend. See how that lines up and that lines up? There's always going to be deviations or different layers, if you will, in the chart. And those, you know, contract and expand. But with this small uptrend that we're currently in, what this creates is what most pattern junkies call the triangle, right? And because this is happening on a 24-hour, and I can identify it as well on the weekly, you have to come down, and if you're going to trade it, right, you're dealing with both sides of that trade. Now, as of right now, we can draw a few lines in the sand and identify empty space below you, right? And that would likely drive you down here, which would be $70, right? So Uber down here dropping underneath this previous sell wall. Because what happens when we break down underneath it? We drop, right? So that's what I see on Uber. Now, again, that downtrend and that uptrend are what could make that, or what could allow that to compress further. So you would need lower time frame structure, right? It's not, you can always come up with a plan. You would need the structure, right? Punch through and punch through. So use those two boxes and then you can aim straight for that floor. But for the meantime, $70. QBTS downside. You're at cost basis. You held today. So what is required? Who is that? Is that Big O? Sorry.
I'm just listening. I haven't done anything for once.
No, it was that picture I drew of you on the chart. I just pulled up QBTS. That picture.
Spy's climbing.
Yes, it is. Come on. Oh, it's beautiful.
Yep, looking good. See how it reacts to cost basis. Look at that. Oh man, that's a good one.
Skimming.
Yep, right here. $600. Are you guys swinging $600 contracts on SPY?
I have the 6,000 SPX.
Bro, I cannot fucking believe this coin shit.
I have 595 calls. Just trying.
I just trimmed. One left. Let's fucking go.
Wait, you're not gonna... Oh, wait, for today?
Yeah, mine are 0 TTVs.
Oh,
Yeah.
swing them. Hold on. Doing my own little SPY business.
Yeah, the 600 calls for tomorrow are $1.30, dude.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, yeah, no.
601. Oh, Peyton's account had Nike calls. Did anybody take Nike calls?
Somebody did. I think they sold this morning. Who was that?
I bought those in January. May 16th, $90 calls. January 27th in Peyton's account. They're up 162%. Yeah, I was down on those for a while, if you couldn't have guessed. Let's see here. So Nike upside, the answer is, I mean, yes. For now. I think you have a target. So when you have a weird wick like this, right? You got to go to the doctor. But you have to use the structure that is the wick moved through, right? So 82.22 would be cost basis, 82.20, and then above 84 is where, you know, potentially we could see, and I'm not sure. That's where Nike kind of gets a little bit yucky. Hi, Dad. Seen my gains? Yes, I did. Sorry, it took me a second. Yes, I did. So this is kind of, and are you leaving? Okay, love you. This is the channel that I would be operating with, right? And this range, it's not necessarily a box. I would be using that. And so 84.40 could be a good strong target. And then obviously $90, you would have a weekly cost basis to go and punch through here. So, I mean, ultimately, you know, the hope is that you get up into here, and this is coming off of a pretty large weekly floor, and a monthly floor. So at minimum 88 too. The monthly says 88. So, all right. Dude, how's this month gone so fast? Yeah, so like everything else except for the one bank that I decided to trade, this thing dumped down and is pretty close. I'm not changing my target here. I think you're more than likely going to end up at 251, 250. Simple. Now 4-hour time frame. Obviously, there's some empty space. Looks like it's going to be retested. So in conditions like this where you have moved down through the empty space, I guess you did tap the wick here. You can use the lower time frame, and in a situation where you have a lot of empty space like that to the upside, that's where out of the money target based hedging could be useful. So yeah, you have a box right here and right here. So right now you need to stay below 260.65 and just simply retest that. If you're above 262, you're in danger of starting to move back up into some of the structure. But that's a big floor. So 261, 260 should see price. You want to see price reject there. So even if it goes up really, really quickly, I'm still looking at Schwab to the downside. All right. NVO 24-hour time frame. Rough. Is that the imbalance? Did you hit the imbalance? Look at that. Pretty much right on the money. So you hit your imbalance mark, and you clearly didn't have enough to keep that juice going. So whenever you fall, right, the goal is to always lose something. You're really close to losing this something, and that's 89.88. Now you haven't, and you're still holding up above. So here's what I would do. I would actually, because you don't have any structure to your left, I would use this 50% of what's happened here and this previous wall of 92.50. And that's where you need sideways action. You need to build a box here and then keep going. Otherwise, you have, and you bounced off of it today, this little box underneath you, right? So, yeah. And then at that point, you have gaps to fill at the downside. Apple. I thought there for a second, man, maybe I should like grab a short on this thing. And then I remembered, fuck Apple. That being said, sorry, excuse my language, but 247 is the floor, and that's as simple as it gets, right? You are sitting on that floor, and you did move down into it tomorrow. So if that is lost, right, we look at what's underneath us. We look at the 2-hour. Now the 2-hour has a little bit of a disagreement, right? And you can there's so much wickage and build it. I mean, it is a aggravating piece of crap. That being said, you have a lot of triggers, I guess, if you will, between you and free falling. Now, I think that free fall inevitably is likely going to happen. And with you, like, here's some like definitive bearish things. You're underneath 248 and you broke out of it. That's typically not a good thing. So it is going to be 246.41. And if that momentum is able to drive down below that, if you can hold below 245.86, I think that's it, right? Like that pulls you under this mark, which you're bouncing off of right now, and it secures you underneath this wall. And at that point, you got a lot of empty space. You even have some nice triggers, right? But this one's taking its time. I would even say here on look at that. So tread lightly, but upside, I forgot you even, it looks so shitty. I looked at it to the downside. If you're looking at it to the upside, man, the only way that I see that going up is if you move over those wicks here. I'm not moving the box. The box is still down here, but these wicks cut that big candle in half at that 50% mark. It's 248.45. And if you go here, you see how perfect that bounces off of all of those wicks. So that would be exactly where I would want to see this pop back up. Now, target wise, I would just be using my channel at 251. Snow up. I could see it. Yeah, I am feeling. Am I posting this session? Yeah. Starting small, but I'm hoping I can build and eventually just listen. I want you to build and make a lot of money. That's it. And I keep watching the YouTube videos, make a lot of money first. There you go. Oof. Okay, so cost basis. Now, I said before that I didn't like this whole entirety of it. That's not the box. That's the box. So I see what you see. Oh my God. I just had a Jimmy Neutron brain blast. Boy, this looks good to both sides. I would eat that up downside. Pause.
It moves too.
It does move. It doesn't
like
move
a
sometimes,
purple.
but it moves when it wants to move and when it starts breaking these structures. So long and short, you're hanging out around cost basis. I don't even know if, yeah, I guess that's right. So you're hanging out around cost basis. You've got a floor underneath you at 157.89 and then a stop point at 153. Let's look at the weekly. Come on. So it's hard to see it to the downside when I see that. The only other alternative, because it has that empty space, it doesn't move at all. Now, because on the 24-hour, it's an empty space setup, I'll settle. I could take that inside of a box, right? That might be the exception. So for the upside, if that was to occur, we would need to see 168.33, right? And this is attention to detail. When I say the first green candle to your left, I really mean it. See that dumbass little pink green candle right there? 170.40. And we're taking it up to 177. Cool? So cool. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's hot. Is that not hot? That's what I identify as cost basis. Do I want it on the wicks or do I want it on the body? The body. There's 3 body candle closes there. And those wicks don't.
It's good to have you back.
Yeah, that's my orientation right there. Thanks. It's good to be back. Anyway, so that's snow. Set alerts. Be prepared. Write it down.
It's got earnings tomorrow, though.
No shit.
177
Is
is
it?
normal.
I hate when I forget about that. See, that's an important part of this whole process. I'm just coming back. So what are the contracts? $9 million.
540 for the 177.50s.
Okay, what about what about 130s? When is earnings? Tomorrow, tonight?
Tomorrow. The 130s are $50.
That's the only way I'm taking it. Pause. All right. I don't know if that's in everybody's best interest, but I was looking at it as a short-term trade. But yep, Walmart up. Oof, that looks like it's about to build a box. So just the 2 hour right there is. I mean, so this is where even I struggle, right? Is there any structure besides the shit that you've lost? No. So I have to use each candle, right? And so I'm looking at this candle right here. That's exactly where you're tapping off of. So if you're above it and you pulled yourself all the way up there, if you're above it, that's really all I can do. Now, when I see this wide fluctuation in price action, that's where we could potentially see the start of an uptrend. But the thing is you ripped up to that wall and you just stopped. The job of a buyer is to keep your foot on the gas pedal. So hopefully by tomorrow, you'll see that leg up. And then by all means, yes, 102. But 1, 2, 1, right? It is possible that you're in a build a box workshop. So just maybe that's something to, yeah. So now you can actually see the finite details within this. Look at that. Look how perfect that is. But the reason I say that is because there is a lot of the times, like even trend doesn't start. I see it, like I can already see it playing out really well off of that wick. So I would say even maybe utilize this channel as well, you know, so like watch the top at 98.41, and then the channel 98.78. But yeah, when you stop like that and you have empty space, it's not great. That might just need a little bit more time to cook, but that should be your balance in the empty space from you to the floor. So, oof. So you were, or should have rather, fallen and closed underneath 25, and that's going to be required in order for you to move down into the 2377s. It looks like it might be a little spent, and it also looks like it kind of wants to go up and touch this floor first. So before you go forward on a short, you know, maybe look at being on that floor or rejecting that floor. Let's see. There's clearly a channel here as well. So perhaps just even letting that channel play out first. Yeah. To the downside, it doesn't have the most remarkable structure, but 24.92 looks like a breakdown. You had a huge move today, so following up that would be market-wide meltdown behavior. Costco. Fubo down. Ooh, Costco up. What was that? Was that a previous box? So I'm gonna be honest with you. You know, this one actually could be looked at both ways. So let's look at this. We've got a box. You've refused the floor. You got empty space, kind of like Walmart, and then you have a box below. So I think plain and simple, get above cost, get above 1057, fill that gap, and move up. And you would have 172 if that's the case. If not, you could drive down, right? And I would say $1,008. Yeah, 1005, 1006. All right. PIMS 45 bounds. 24. It hasn't quite touched that 35. It's getting close. Might just be enough to count 4-hour time frame. You have turned green, so what needs to be recovered? That's our floor, so it looks like it's trying to pinch up above it. Let's look a little bit deeper. So I'm gonna have to rely on the most recent price action. The left of me is a little obscure. So 42. I see this pocket of empty space up here. And I would almost ignore 44.50, but that's what I would be aiming for. I can even see a little, I'll leave that alone. Yeah, I could see 45s working out on that one. Maybe even a retest of 49. It is a bit weak even right now as I speak. It's kind of failing. So that's kind of essential that you grab onto that floor. If you were to lose it, maybe you come down and you actually hit that 35 mark. And eventually that empty space should get filled back up. And people are probably thinking it's too soon for a bull trap or a bear trap, but I mean, you could absolutely above that 43 mark and above that 44.50 start moving back up. AMD down to 93. Oh my god. Beautiful punch back. Missed that one. It's free falling. I see that one down to like, would you say 93? Damn, I would say 98. There's a 102 like or 103 target that could be factored in as an imbalance, and you're approaching that now. But I would say, yeah, 98. Or yeah, 98. Would you say 93? 93, yeah. I mean, it's right there in the same ballpark. And yeah, that floor would likely be a solid target. But I think that floor breaks, you maybe even step down just straight up to 91. All right, Fubo. Downside. Oh my god. So I definitely don't disagree with the idea, right? You're there. Anything above 418 and you would likely go and retest, so I see that potential as well. You're bouncing right now. Where's your channel? There it is. So I see, and the fact that it didn't follow with the rest of the market is kind of disappointing. It is getting close to earnings though. When is earnings for Fubo? Friday. It says Friday, so that would be pre-market. I doubt that's when it is. Damn, what a no. Who came up with cost basis? God damn, look at that rejection. Holy shit. They had some lawsuit rejected against Disney. Oh, they did business with Disney and it went wrong. I could have told them that.
I have a friend who does Hawaiian ISIS, and he had a deal with Disney, and they just sent him an agreement, and he asked, "Hey, can we look at this part?" And they go, "Never mind."
They were like, what?
They were like, "Never mind, we don't want to deal with you if you're asking questions."
Oh my god. Wow, that's fucked up.
His Hawaiian ices are freaking amazing. It's like the shaved ice with like all the flavors and stuff.
Oh, I like that. I mean, you had two fat fucking legs down. Honestly, let's see. I hate that channel though. Ugh. Whatever. Tread lightly. I would say this is, look at this price mark, right? Across the board. This has been where major rejections and bounces have happened. So this could be just an area where you pop back up and you retest 1361. So beautiful opportunity for a hedge if you're still short. If you are still short, 1063 looks like the next target to the downside for me. So if you have one more third red candle down, which you're closing red up against that floor, but yeah, and I know that it would be relatively cheap to hedge that. So I have a few things. Yeah. NVIDIA punchback earnings on Wednesday. Man, so NVIDIA weekly, not really happy with that. Looks like it wants more of the uptrend. Can NVIDIA save the market? You know, that's tomorrow. I could see it. I could see that.
Dump.
I mean, but that's the thing is like I'm you know, I remain unbiased, period. But at the same time, with all of that overhead pressure, if they
Just like
can,
if SMCI don't report that 10K today, that shit's gonna drop 75%.
listen, I'm holding SMCI, so but that's something that has to be hedged. You have still have some targets to the downside on SMCI, but I think it goes, you know, besides 43, if it can punch down, it'd be back down at base.
I was trying to get the $20 puts, and they're like 40 cents.
Yeah, they've jacked up today. Hold on one second. Yeah, the IV on these are kind of wild. Yeah, everybody's betting on their downfall. Watch them chop it to death. But anyway, with NVIDIA, it is at a cost basis or kind of a cost basis mark here. I didn't really like that box. But, you know, if it was to dump, I would be looking at a target of around 110, 109, which is just this pocket of empty space down here and back down to this floor. But I mean, it's NVIDIA. It's kind of like Apple now. You know, they would have to come out and shit the fucking bed and like something really wrong would have to happen in order for, you know, them to continue. So, on puts.
Oh yeah, while we're gone, Apple announced that they will be making their own chips in-house in the US now.
Damn. Isn't QCOM their chip provider too?
That I'm not sure.
No, I think they make their own, don't they?
Who?
Apple?
No, I'm saying that's who it was.
Oh.
They're
it
saying
was-
they're going to do the chips, so but they have somebody making it for them now. Yeah, please read that message that Ivy is posting inside of the TikTok channel. Fake accounts. I will never fucking TSMC does. Do they? I think they're TSM. Yeah. Damn. Yeah, it looks like the start of a fall. All right. So anyway, on puts, I think you have more chop in here potentially. $50 is a target to the downside I'd be watching, as well as 48.75. But you have you do have 3 rejections at the top, so if you could just blow through the bottom, but those are always really tough. It doesn't happen quite often. So, in my opinion, this is even an area where if you flush down quickly, then yeah, this is going to be more chop. So eventually this will be a great play to the upside. All right, Baidu up. I mean, you did bounce today. If you're going to do it, you're taking a shot off of the floor. It could just as easily, and this is the thing about Chinese stocks, is it can happen overnight. You know, you could, it will happen overnight, and I would say 84.50 to the downside, and then to the upside, you would more than likely be aiming towards the 93 and 94.60 targets. But I wouldn't. Yeah, I don't know about. Yeah, Ugh. It's just too gappy, right? To make a solid, like, it needs to be clear. And in this case, sure, you're bouncing off of the floor, and so if you're aiming up, 90, 94, 95. Lows up 24. Okay, so lows came up today, and it needs to go and just simply, and it touched.
They have earnings in the morning.
Do they have earnings? Okay, so weekly. Oh shit. $263. I'd aim it for 253. You'd have to hedge to the downside a little bit, I think. Oh man, so you're bouncing off of a fucking nice floor too. So at minimum 246, 253, 252 area. And then, I mean, you see the 1-2 right up at the top. So, I mean, there's a potential that you could curl up and go and hit that as well. So, definitely not the most. God, that is one choppy ass stock. Let's see. It's not always the best earnings performer. Just an FYI. I know HD performs a little bit better. So just keep that in mind. Though that move may happen in the weeks following or days following. So Etsy up. Sure, on a lower time frame, you need to go and recover the floor of $54 if you can get above, and I would even change that up. So I can't ignore the fact that you have, like, it's got to be here. There it is. I knew it was a box. I could literally just fucking has to. So you can use that box 54 break, and you can go up and you can fill the empty space potentially up to 57. But when I zoom out, yeah, gouge my eyes out. W upside, another gouger. Just in a box. You're in a box. In a box. Inside of a box. So maybe short-term upside, like above. Yeah, you can see 43.23 is being hit, and maybe 46 gets tapped, or maybe you go back up to the top here at 50. But as long as you're in this box, I mean, if anything, I would actually say this could have a better chance of breaking down. You're retesting the floor and not really breaking back up above it, but even the downside is limited where you're sitting above this box here, and it's just a box fest. Never. Yeah, I'll keep taking requests after the bell. Trade desk. Let's draw a line in the sand. 76.35. And because you don't have any structure, 79.86 4-hour. Yep, and that lines up with above the top of those red candles and the first green candle to your left. So again, with these stocks, you can already tell by how it's moving. I need this to build something. If it builds something, I can take it confidently. If it doesn't, I'm relying off the momentum coming straight off that floor, and that's where longer expiration contracts come in. Longer expiration contracts come in. TDD. Oh, wait, no, let's just literally type that in again. Did I do NU? NU up. I see what you're saying. I mean, I see why you're contemplating that trade. That makes a lot of sense. However, which it's not necessarily bad, you are sideways right now, and where you're sideways is important, right? That was where you broke out originally. So you're tapping up against it and not really being super successful in breaking above it. So you can go ahead and say, I mean, that's it right there. 1144, up above that, you can go hit 12. And then see if you can get through that structure and take it all the way up. I don't even know if that would require that long of expiration. It would just require a really good entry. CEG up. You just got to break over this 268.77 so you can go and hold above that on just the hourly. I mean, I'm not even looking at the 24 hour. The 24 hour has you held down underneath 266.86. So yeah, upsides above that. PLTR 83.50. Potter Tesla big drop going down tomorrow. Yeah, we'll take a look at that. 83.50. Yeah, 83.50 is the next target to the downside. Still holding hedges on PLTR. I sold twice before that big dump. It was delicious. I really think Tesla's going, and I've seen it do it before. I really think Tesla's going to go all the way down to 272. Longer expiration contracts. What are these? Oh, these are my old videos. Beautiful. Cute. Was I bearish? I was. Look at that. Bullish. Oh, I was wrong. Look at me. Look at me.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Who knows? So between now, yeah, so you are holding right now on Tesla. Just not even, I wouldn't even say. So here's what I would do, right? Because you do have to, we have to set up some precautions, and there is a possibility that you gap up tomorrow, right? This box, and you're fighting with cost basis right now, separates you from the rest of the empty space up above. So I damn sure wouldn't take a position without a fucking hedge. You have too much empty space up above you. Structure. It is 4 o'clock. Still looking like Anakin Skywalker. Thanks. So anyway, yeah, I mean, that's definitely still on my radar for continuation of the downside regardless. You might just need with this momentum and this candle close, it's possible we just keep it moving. And you just, overnight you see a gap down, or you just retest the imbalance on that candle and keep going down. Apple up. I already did that. AMD, UNH. What are you looking at on this? Okay, I see why you're doing this. Yes. So see this tiny wick here. I would watch 475.92. This is a channel in the making. So on a lower time frame, I believe there's a little channel here like this. That channel should take you. Should take you right around that 483.50 target. And then potentially, realistically, actually, there's a good chance that you're with this nice drive up and candle close here that you're going to go and hit $499, $500, and retest that floor. Okay, so remember I said on the 24-hour to watch that wick. That's where that wick is at, and that's actually what could hold on a second. So maybe that channel that I drew. So I would take that into consideration. That would be one of the only price targets in between you and that floor. So
Free Luigi.
24. Yeah, like everything else, I think this one keeps coming down. Ultimately, the target here is going to be 274.28, and then back down, if possible. I think it's going to be, I don't really like the 24-hour. Yeah, there it is. So 73.15. Right now, with the retest yesterday or today, and you just basically just haven't lost your floor yet. I think it's just a matter of time. You're going to be using a lower time frame setup. Tiny ass little box. So it's probably just going to cook for a second. You got a little baby channel right here, so let it cook. Box. You're building a box. Period. End of story. You're retesting the top at 114.56, and if that does break, then you can go up. You can mark that out on the 4 hour. You can see the candle closes here. 2 hour. See the candle closes there. 1 hour. It all lines up. So the hourly is going to be one of the more reliable time frames in order to successfully take that trade up. And this could just as easily go down with that third rejection on the top and dump. So TikTok, just a second here. I will take all of your guys' requests. I'm just finishing up the Discords. BBWI. Fuck me in the eye. Wow. Yeah. Short my ass. Gapped up on top of cost basis and exploded. Hedges worked out on that, but the target on this one right now is going to be 42.37. So UNH, and I don't see any reason why, and that's earnings too, so it has that momentum to get up there. New has to go and reclaim this floor on the 24 hour. Oh wait, I just did this one. Jesus Christ. Amazon. Damn, what a bounce. Watch that one over tomorrow. 214.40. Oh shit. Damn, Amazon. You're kind of.
I wanted to swing it so bad, but I didn't.
Daddy, chill.
The only because you moved up so quick, maybe you could do something like that, but I see a target tomorrow of cost basis right around 216, and if that breaks, then you have that 222 floor to go and hit again. But yeah, that's a pretty nice bounce there. So at minimum, that floor gets retested on Amazon. I'll take a look at those. Just give me 1 second. GLW. I was just thinking about them too, because of Apple. If you want to take this one to the downside, you just need to punch. Okay, we're not drawing boxes, I guess. There we go. Yeah, so the next target to the downside is going to be right around $48 even. Ultimately, that should take you, and this is going to be a weekly punchback as well. I mean, that should take you down under this wall that Corning has broken. I mean, it's a huge, wow. I forgot I even drew that channel. So yeah, I mean, if you're looking at a long-term play down under 46, I mean, the funny thing is you really don't have a lot of structure to stop that fall. Crowd. Weekly sitting on top of that floor. 24-hour changes up a little bit. So it's definitely something you could hold right there, but I'm going to move it there. So 366 cost basis for crowd to go down, and if you want to take it back up, you need to recover 387.57 or 389.81 on the 4 hour. Then you could try and take it up. Lucid, what's happening to Lucid? Oh, Wild. Is it squeezing? Has earnings? Watch it. It's going to probably go up in that empty space up there. And then reverse and dump tomorrow. No, just kidding. See if it breaks out above $3. If it does, you could move up into that 320. It's not very much though. Listen, on the weekly, if so, this one is it's tough in some ways. It beautiful setup, but it has to break out of this little stupid ass channel. And so far, it's holding up against any sort of dump, so that's definitely possible. And on the 24-hour, right, it becomes very, like, the volume is just awful, right? And you're inside of this area of consolidation. So you would need to be above $78, but I could see this thing going back down before it goes back up, considering that, you know, weekly channel here, you could go down, hit, and it would make for a really good buying opportunity. But if you did end up pulling back down and coming here, you know, you would probably chop again, but then you would be able to actually break out of this. I've done a video. The video will be posted on YouTube. Meta down. I think that one I'm still maintaining.
Hey, could I come inside of you?
Oh my God. Maybe not on the YouTube recording. So 637.19, that is just the bounce floor underneath you. Meta moving down any further would be with a drop under that box and a move under 612.50, which could set off a chain of events because you got stacks. But as for right now, you're definitely at that channel bottom, and above basically 670, you can start moving up into that 690, 687 range. Google cost
Can you
basis.
stop talking?
Huh? Do what? Dollar store has value, but live in rural areas and everyone is struggling, it seems. Google up 4-hour. You're not responding to cost basis very well. So Google up doesn't happen until you, I mean, you even have, yeah, it's not an attractive play to me quite yet. If it bounces and it reverses, you know, this punchback around 184.50 would be an opportune time to look up. But, and if anything, I believe you would probably create, and it looks like you even kind of faded that opportunity, but some sort of channel here. But even then, it just, you need to see a bounce tomorrow, or even 177 and 179 recovered would be dope. But you zoom in here, and even before you get to that box, you have another one. So Google is a twice a year trade for me. I'm not. Some people love the shit out of that stock. I'm not a big fan. Wow, Comcast. Shit, my bill's gonna go up. Stock drops, bills rise. I see 35.50. Clear as day. You're hovering around cost basis, but recovering nothing. So, yeah, 35.50. See. I mean, you already had like 4 or 5 days of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days of dumpage. You hit what looks like the imbalance in that big ass green candle. He didn't really grab onto anything, but you are trying. Let's see, 2 hour. So with that, I think this is what I would do. I would go ahead and set up my box up above. And so if you're able to move above 79.10, you could see a move very easily through there. And that would send that back up. But otherwise, you still have a good chance of breaking down. Kava. Good. Yeah, see you at $86. Anybody short that? Earnings? A good setup.
Your mom.
Very good.
Hey Potter, with the last 2 minutes, you're not taking anything on the ETFs, are you?
With SPY, not anything. No, I don't have anything. I have like a couple contracts on SPY, but I don't have. That's on Payton's account. I personally don't. So holy shit! What the fuck? Oh wow, those just spiked up immediately. Yeah, tomorrow I'm kind of ready to play this thing to the upside if it punches back. You know, there's some quick trade up to $600, but the swing opportunity isn't there unless we break. And then to the downside, we've built enough structure that I can play that one tomorrow as well if we break down. So
okay, thank you.
yeah. As earnings, does it move on earnings? Why does it only have earnings like fucking once a year? I mean, it sure as hell moves after earnings. So, I mean, my thoughts on this one are hold on. There we go. You obviously have a floor up above you that is possibly up for retesting, and that would be 15. And then you have a box that you're coming out of, which you haven't fully broken in. And so I would say 1322 cost basis underneath you if it didn't, or maybe it taps that and comes back down. So if it could punch through the box up above, I don't know if it has the kind of momentum to do that, but all right. I think you have a good opportunity to the downside, obviously under there, down to here. But I mean, you're green right now moving back up, so it would have to be off of a retest. So perhaps tomorrow rejection off of here or 79.65, but that one you could probably wait on. So I bet that's a weird way to get me to chart crypto. No, I'm just kidding.
I was just looking at something to play without playing crypto.
Mm-hmm. Boy, that looks like it's in trouble.
Yeah, it's juicy to the downside if it clears that last little bit there. What, 49?
Yeah, I mean 46 would be this first target, that opening price. Yeah, I mean it's had some major dumpage here, and it's at the bottom of a channel. So as long as you have, 50.85 as a stop loss, it sure does look like it could take some more spillage in that. I mean, inevitably, I think it does. It does come. It comes back all the way to 42. Ultimately, I mean, you feel that gap. That gap is nasty. So, yeah, I mean, I definitely like that downside. Hi. Scared me a little bit. What's up? Why do you have my wallet in your hand?
Gracias. Glad you're back, Potter.
Yeah, thank you, man. Huh? You gotta. Oh, you love her. By the way, Ivy, thank you again. I know that wasn't for me, but it was beautiful. It hangs above our bed.
It's my gift for the two of you.
Well, it is. It's above our bed.
It's crazy. I'm touched.
Huh? Yeah, I actually made a little. I took out one of your TikTok videos, and I've been cutting out. I've like printed out a bunch of pictures of him, and I've been cutting you out and putting you in there, like on the boats and stuff.
Seriously?
No, I haven't done that. I haven't done that. No.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
You know, I'm gonna tell Ivy she's gonna be so hard. Oh my god. Real quick, Ellie. Hi, baby girl. Did you have a good day?
Whose goddamn white baby is that?
All right. All right. You sound like a chicken. Hilarious. All right. TikTok. What else are we looking at here? Keep dropping your requests. Lunar. Oh, P. Yo, hold on. Before you go, there's a bag of Neurogum in the kitchen. Can you grab me that, please? Lunar. What are you looking at on that one, dude? Hold on.
My name is Jeff.
All right. So, I'm looking at Lunar right now, and it appears that you're pretty close to cost basis. So I'd watch how it responds to 14 even. Perhaps you have a potential downtrend here. It's not. No, it. Maybe in the bedroom. I don't know.
I'm just trying to give you a hit.
All right. FedEx. Ooh, upside. I don't know about that, brother. You're currently moving through a structure to the downside. If you can break out above 256.67 on a reversal, maybe, but not looking good. What watch 251 for a loss there. Pepsi. Neurogum is fire, dude. I don't care if Joe Rogan chews it. That's weird. So you've retested your floor. God, there's a lot of shit on this chart. Floor has been retested. This is definitely like one of those safety stocks. So I would literally just want to see you grab onto that floor, hold that floor, and move through 160. And then at that point, you're on your own. Yeah, weekly, maybe 167. Pepsi will forever be in a downtrend.
Potter, did you ever cover Nike?
I did, I believe. Yeah, I see this one. It's got a good open on that floor, but I still see a $84 target on the weekly. For now, you're actually at cost basis at 82, so want to see a break over 84.72 and perhaps even further, up into that $93 range. But yeah, I think right now is that this was if you traded this from there, I mean that was a perfect target. So
I already sold, but I was looking for a re-entry. I'll review it again tomorrow. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. All right, Soundhound. the Hound of Sound. Playing it up, you are weekly closing underneath that wall, 24-hour time frame. You are also still under that wall. 960 is where you could break back out. I think right now, because you've dumped through the empty space and now you're sitting in structure, that's exactly how it's behaving. So you have another leg down here to 814 even. So if you want to take it up, you need to go above 965. Sound floor is -1. Fire spitting kitten, you're so up so much. Nice, dude. I need help. I lost $1,400 on a weekly $98 call for MU. Should I try again? Oh my God, bro. Here's what I would not do. Now, I won't take it away that MU has good lower time frame setups, but when you close or open a candle underneath 90, above where or below where you broke out from originally, that wall, that's what you had to break out from. When you go back underneath it, you don't take calls until it goes back up above it. So downside, that's where, I mean, that would have been sweet. You know, you had a little pocket of empty space down there. And so. I did cover TTD, yes. Reddit. Dude, talk about a fucking butt squeezer. I think Reddit still drops down to 150 for 160, but I mean, you're just literally at mid execution on this punch back. Now you have punched down into a little bit of structure below you, but any sort of upside, I think, would be something that would have to be executed here. Oh my God, I'm starving. I've hardly eaten a lot. Dude,
right?
huh?
Like above 160, like around above 165, right?
I mean, I see a clear 167.35, but yeah, right here at 160, actually 162.65, where these wicks are coming off of, you could take it there. Yeah, there's definitely some empty space up there. Be targeting that floor 172 first, cost basis at 173.86. How do you know? I'm trying to get back into trading, but lost all of my intel spots. And then how do you know what? How do I know that's where it goes up? The market is I'm not sure if that's what you're asking, but if that's what you're asking, it'll maybe go up. No, there's triggers. The market is mechanical. So I know that if sellers, right, have an average and push and hold down below that 167, there is nothing to stop price from moving up to go up to this floor of 170, 150. It's that simple. I know that. That's just as same as me, you know, working on a fucking engine, or which I've never done, but you know, or anything mechanical. You know, it's like this part, if you turn that, it's gonna do this. Like if I go and I see that right now we're being held down underneath cost basis, then I know if we're moving through the 50% mark of that box, unless I'm wrong about that box.
What the fuck are you talking
Am I
about?
wrong about that box? Hold on. Now you got me questioning myself. Doesn't change. Literally doesn't change anything. So still above 162, and then taking above 167, you would go up and you'd hit this floor. If that floor was able to be recovered, you'd move to cost basis. If cost basis was broken, you would move up again, and you would move all the way to the bottom of this box at 184. I can't find a good way to TP in options just using Robinhood's simulated profit. What do you mean you can't TP? You take profit at targets, at the floors and the tops of boxes. Empty space, box to box. It's the most simple way that I could ever put it. I already did that one. Oh, wait. Is this that one that's doing fucking hot? Oh, it did. It finally did it. Yeah, but I'm going to tell you something you probably don't want to hear. I think it comes back down. Tomorrow. Yeah, it's crazy. I've been like hovering at like 200 pounds, which, yeah. I'm 189 pounds this morning. It's like that whole sickness, dude. I like hardly ate. My like stomach was killing me. Like couldn't eat, just slept. It's like getting sick is like the best weight loss program. Yo, that'd be dope. Instead of like exercise gyms, break sickness gyms. Just catch the simple flu in this room. No?
You just need some vitamin D. That's all you need.
No, I want to get sick so I can lose more weight. No, I was kidding. 120 would be a target above you on UPS though, if you can pop back up. So, any signals that we are the anti-signal chat. I create independent traders. So I get sick from the New Year's resolutioners at the gym. Damn, dude, you got to quit making out with them. All right, I'll do XRP for you. All right, but it's going to cost you 24-hour time frame. I want it to fall so bad, and I'm sorry if anybody in here is an investor. I've got personal vendetta. I want it to fall. I want it to fucking crash. Crash. So you're retesting a floor, bouncing off of this one. So if you're able to get above this wick, 233, you should go up and hit cost basis. If not, you're done.
So Potter, why don't you start that channel on that? Start from left to right where it starts going up. Why are you starting it where you're starting it?
Like right here?
Yeah, or lower, even lower, where it starts making its first move up.
Like right here?
No, left.
Why am I starting it up here, or why am I starting it down here?
Why are you starting it up all the way up there instead of down there where it starts going up?
You mean like an uptrend?
Right.
Because overall, it's made lower lows, right? Like I see what you're saying, like going up, but like pulling a channel, it doesn't mean that either one of them is wrong, right? You can be in both an uptrend and a downtrend. But this, if anything, right, typically calls for what we just charted, something that looks exactly the same, where you could chop it up, and that's a if you're looking at patterns, that's a bilateral pattern. So you could very easily come down, eat that empty space, go to 155, or to your point, right, you would have a box up above you here, and that would allow for XRP to punch back and go hit that third channel. So me starting a downtrend is just me looking at the fact that, yeah, it has started lower lows. I just don't, I don't always throw both channels up there. What's up? Oh yeah, I do. All right, I'm going to take a couple more requests. Peyton just yelled at me because I have to call the bank.
Everything's hard.
Yeah, well, the bank's going to be fucking mad at me. No, I'm not full crypto now. I'm just charting. Just charting. Pharma doc. I don't think I charted bonds for you. Oh shit, it did. It worked. Look at that. Bonds. I think bonds fill up that empty space. I think you're going to go to 92.50 and 93. Ultimately, I think that we drew a channel on this mother. Like that.
You want a Tesla?
Which, Garrett, that means as bonds go up, stocks go down, correct?
Yep.
Technically.
Yep. So, I mean, there's definitely some room to the upside here. All right. We'll
How
do
bad does it hurt
Celsius,
right now?
Discord. I'll hop off after this one. What does that even mean? And I'll do Roblox. Man, so didn't have the juice, and what was that, an earnings scandal? Yeah, earnings scandal fired off. You basically failed, which is typically rare, but whatever earnings pop up that it had was not enough. That's all the volume it had, and it popped up. And now we're seeing sellers take back over. Cost basis has already been lost. So I'd say 25.61. And I mean, the fact that this is something that I would have to dive into on a lower time frame as well, right? So yeah, you're still not quite at 26.15, but that would be the next target to the downside. So, all right, Roblox. Big chunky box. You're at cost basis now on Roblox. 4 hour. So if you're trying to take Roblox up, that's not going to happen until you're above 61.40. And if you're trying to take it down, you need a breakdown under exactly where you broke from, or where you bounced off of yesterday, or today, excuse me. And that should take you down to your floor, 55.96, and I would have a target all the way down at 52.88. So, all right. I will be live tomorrow morning, same as usual. I am super proud of you guys. Those of you guys who kicked ass this week, even if your stop losses hit and you didn't make anything, but you got out where you said you were going to get out of. Good job.
You're still a failure.
This is a good opportunity for you to take a look at your performance, write notes, see where you're struggling. The best opportunity for you guys to do that. And when we get some time, we'll I don't know if try to do it this week, but we'll hold a quick Q&A. And so for those of you guys who did trade through this week, go back, look at your orders, go look at what you filled. If you have trade trackers, go look at the stats, see where you went wrong, maybe where you went right, write down your questions, and yeah, we'll break that down on a Q&A. But otherwise, hopefully this week gives us some more juice, even though Forex Factory is looking poopy. Charts still say that there's some more potential. So I will see you guys tomorrow. It's good to be back for sure.
You want some good meat?
Yo, Alex, that fucking that shit is ridiculous.
Bye bye. Hello, Daddy.
My name is Jeff.
Oh my god.
Okay, it'll make me feel good.
All right, I'm out of here. You guys have a great day. Peace.
God, I'd kiss you guys right on the mouth.
All right, if you guys are on TikTok, I will see you guys tomorrow. If you guys are looking to join the Discord, that's through the website. But I would hold off because I might drop a discount code here since I've been fucking gone. But yeah, I've been getting a lot of requests, so we'll see if we can pull that off. But yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Peace.